Bow! What up, guys? It is 2023, the first Monday of the year. We are back at it like a crack addict with bad habits, you know. This week's episode is gonna be a little dive inside of the tattoo journey that I've had and what my experiences are and what I'm trying to aim with our parlor, our podcast, our educationals, and everything that we're doing and putting together for you this year. Hoping 2023 is going to bring us a lot more progression and positivity and profits this year and have a lot more better interactions than last year. You know, we cut a lot of things out and are onto new paces this year at the new place, new shop, new vibe, new feel, new everything. So with no further ado, let's get into a few of our things. I know we've got a game planned and some random questions and some answers that we're going to
So let's start out. What is your most painful tattoo you have?
Fingers hurt pretty bad in most places.
Like 1 out of 10.
The sides are,
Show the camera.
Sides over here, you probably can't see it with the light. They suck, but my toes, I have the top parts of my toes tattooed that says J-Rock on my feet, and those were probably the most painful tattoo I think I've gotten on my toes for sure.
Is that what most people say, like the most painful is, or what do you normally see as like the most painful or for clients to get?
Usually the foot. Most people complain about the foot a lot. Feet tattoos, especially on the outer sides of the feet, kind of aren't very fun right there. Finger tattoos, most people complain about the finger tattoos for the most part. And probably like in here, in the ditch of the elbows and legs are pretty bad.
What's your least painful tattoo?
Probably anything on my arms.
Just your whole arm?
Yeah, because like none of that's painful really at all to get a tattoo. So they're all about equivalent. They're all like to me they're about like a 1 or a 2. And when it comes to like the tip of my wrist right here was really bad. Getting into the bottom of my palm kind of wasn't fun. You know, the top of my kneecap really wasn't the best either.
What about your chest?
Does
sternum hurt?
Sternums are kind of like, mine goes into my sternum over here on the top, and it was kind of sucky right there, a little bit up here in this collarbones, you know, in the bone spots.
And then ribs hurt, obviously.
Ribs hurt usually.
Yeah, because most girls get that as like their first tattoo, you think?
I've seen a lot of girls get that as their first tattoo and sit through it.
But they don't say it's like
they
that.
They don't say it. No, it's funny. Most of the time, girls complain less than guys do for the most part.
You hear that?
About most of them.
Well, that's good. Well, why don't you start out and tell everybody like your story of tattooing, like where you started at, how old you were when you started?
So, I was about 16, probably about 16 years old. I was about 8th grade or so when I started tattooing myself and my friends. I would kind of hang out at the local skate parks and I'd build my own tattoo machines and like torment all my homies with tattoos. And that was always fun. In school, kind of was the guy who always like drew pictures for people. So they were like, "Oh, you do tattoos? You do tattoos? I skip class. They don't skip class. Come over and get tattooed." Totally illegal, but I was a minor. I was a minor anyways,
so it
doesn't count.
Fair enough.
But once I
you wouldn't recommend people?
No, that's not. Yeah, don't
just preface that.
Don't tattoo people outside of a tattoo shop. Get practice skins and learn the proper procedures. I didn't know any better, and nobody ever taught me, and nobody told me not to either. They were just kind of like, whatever.
So where was that at?
That was in Pennsylvania, where I lived in Erie. So once I fast forward a little bit, once I kind of had tattooed probably about like 100 people or so, like that, I got into a tattoo parlor that was looking for new artists and apprentices and everything. So I went and did an apprenticeship there, and I worked there for about a year, and then kind of started like managing it mostly. But it was more so just managing myself and trying to sweep everyone's floors and I guess.
So is that what the apprenticeship was? They just had you like sweep and stuff, or?
No, the apprenticeship I had to tattoo fake skins, oranges. I had to tattoo like
Oranges?
Oranges, grapefruits. I'll give you a banana. I'm like, dude, none of this stuff feels like real skin. But we got silicone sheets of silicone now. That's like flesh. It's fake flesh that you would tattoo into, and that is like the best. I'd recommend that. It's the easiest to use. But yeah, get an apprenticeship and go through that process because it's very, very, very important to knowing all the risks and stuff. But whenever I did all that stuff, I was young and just learning how to build my own tattoo machines and just kind of putting them together and drawing pictures.
Did you work at the shop you did the apprenticeship with?
Yeah, I worked there for about a year, and then just went through ups and downs with them. You know, other artists that worked there. At that point in time, I was usually the youngest person that worked in the shop most of the time, and would be working late nights and just not getting along with some of the older artists for the most part. And then I went and started a shop with a bunch of people that they got offered to open up a tattoo shop, wanted me to move over to their shop. So we moved and went to open a tattoo parlor called Freak Show Tattoos in Pennsylvania. We started building it, and then they were having permit issues and all that stuff, which I didn't really know a lot about at that point in time.
Because how old were you?
I was about 19, 20. And I was just as a tattoo artist. I didn't know anything about the business side of it. I didn't know anything about like managing like hardcore or like actually opening or permits or anything like that. So like I was still an artist at that point, but I had went and helped paint places and help set stuff up for them, but I didn't know the legal part. So we tried to get that open, and it opened up for a little bit. We worked there for a while, and then something happened that the guy who was building it and investing in it ended up having to I guess close it down or jump out of the project. So I ended up going to work with my guy Fat Pat, who was I considered as a secondary mentor. I went and kind of worked with him for about 2.5, 3 years, and stayed with him until I was about 23. And then we went and built, we were at Vicious Rumors 2, and then we went and built Erie Zoomy together in like the Harbor Creek area of Erie, Pennsylvania. And we built that parlor from the ground up from an old dance hall. And that's where I kind of learned more of the ins and outs of what kind of stuff had to be here, regulations, and I had to help build the sinks and build all the walls and spacings for the booths, and learn what had to do what, how the doors had to go, how much space there was, how the bathrooms were. So we worked there for a while, and then Pat wasn't really feeling it all like that and wanted to kind of go to more of a private just him studio where he didn't have a bunch of other people and work for other people.
So that's like the biggest thing is like just personalities in tattoo shops you've experienced, is that's why people want their own studio more so, or
I mean, yeah, usually it's just because there's like a lot going on inside of other shops. I mean,
what's a lot going on mean?
Collective of artists, maybe the collective of clientele based off of who the artists are, I've worked with some other artists that used to have lots of drug addictions or just bad habits, and the company that they kept also was kind of, we've had people where their clients start arguing and fighting with their friends or their guests that they bring with them. That's why a lot of people are like
fist fights or like
yelling, phone arguments, or just drama, and it can happen real quick. That's why a lot of people don't want someone to bring company. It's just, it gets cramped. It's contamination inside of the booth when there's too many people around doing stuff, and it can't be contained and cleaned. And then you have people that are kind of just out there that do weird stuff. Like one time we were at a tattoo parlor at Zari's, and one of the girls that was getting tattooed brought two of her friends with her, and I think one of them was the ride. And the one guy started talking about Aryan Nation and like yelling, and then the other guy was like, I don't know, arguing with them, but they got into a fist fight out in the front of the lobby, and the one guy pulled a knife on the guy, and everybody that was tattooing had to like stop and address the situation, and we all had clients, and it was just not a good situation to be at all. We had to call the cops and have them removed. And it was just the guy in the back's customer is one of her guests, and they were just hanging out in the front lobby. So you know, those kind of things can happen if you have the wrong crowd or wrong mix of artists, and so that made it sometimes uncomfortable. And a lot of people are just, and Pat was kind of older, he was about 55, 60 almost, you know, so he was kind of at that point in time where he really just wanted to work by himself without having other artists surrounding him or bothering him. So he opened up another shop by himself right before we moved to Florida, and came down here.
Was there any other crazy stories that happened in Pennsylvania, like tattoo shop wise?
Yeah, there was one time that we were doing like this big tattoo party, and we had 4 artists out there working, and we had it set up to where it was like a bunch of the tables on one side, and we had all the booth areas cleaned up and a roll of linoleums out, and then had spaces and booths built. And there was this guy Kurt that got a big tribal tattoo from his wrist up to his shoulder, and I started outlining it, and once I got about halfway outlining it, I had one of the other artists come and start filling in by the bottom side of it while I finished outlining. And then once I got to the top of the outline, I had my other artist Nick come in and start filling in on the bottom side, and then I got pretty much done with the top of it, and then I started filling backwards. We did the whole entire sleeve on this kid in about 7-8 hours between all 3 of us, tattooing him, and that was a pretty intense tattoo moment, I guess, for a while, for the whole day. This is pretty much it from up there, though. I mean, I used to tattoo at...
Oh, what did your teachers and stuff say, like, about the tattooing?
Most of them just always thought that I wouldn't really... it wouldn't bring me too much money, it wouldn't be a good career, you know, it's kind of like the trouble you keep is, you know, brings the company, so they didn't really kind of think that was a good idea for me, even though I knew, like, as art-wise, like, that was the most money I was going to be able to make for my art in the long run as a kid, because I didn't know, like, how much budgets people got made for making movies or drawings or pictures or anything like that, but I knew that people paid a lot of money for tattoos, so to me it was just like I need to learn how to be a tattoo artist and do my artwork forever and on people so I can stay with them.
Did you have any teacher that helped you?
I had a teacher in art class in 8th grade. My art teacher, Mr. Coley, he was super into like music, playing guitar. He traveled all over the place, and I remember he talked to us a lot about tattoos, sometimes how it's like linked into like ancient civilizations and like how art and hieroglyphics and how, you know, people had that kind of stuff back then, and how he had traveled and seen those cultures from other places. So I always thought that was pretty intense and interesting to me that the art form was alive way back then, and you know, it always intrigued me. So I really wanted to kind of stick with art and make that something that I knew that I was going to be able to do for the rest of my life.
So you always wanted to be a tattoo artist?
Yeah, probably since I was like 15, 16. Like, it's just something that I knew for a fact that I enjoyed doing it. You know, it's some people get comfortable with a paintbrush, some people get comfortable making clay or pottery and stuff. Like a tattoo machine to me is really comfortable. Learning to use like all of the needle groupings and everything are as brushes kind of make me like, that's my tool set. That's what I like to use. I can do different textures and styles, colors, black and grays, all with just the needles and the skin, and how they react together is pretty cool too. So I definitely like that.
And then after Pennsylvania, what happened?
After moving from like Pennsylvania, we decided that we were going to move to Florida. So I bought a RV and gutted it out, put a big tattoo parlor in the front, and then like a lobby in the back area, and then we had the private sleeper up top, and then was able to kind of travel and drive around, go to bike festivals, music concerts, shows, festivals, tattoo conventions, and be able to have a bus that was out there that we could get licensed and registered per cities and states that would allow it to be registered and checked by the health department. And then we would just set up and get a permit to set up and kind of go from there. Tattoo, it was a lot smarter because we used to do it in Pennsylvania, and we'd do bike festivals and motorcycle rallies and stuff, and it was just it seemed a lot smarter to go somewhere where there's a bunch of people that would like to spend money and like tattoos, and be in a place that can provide tattoos in a safe, sterile environment, like the RV and the bus and stuff. So it was nice to be able to set that up and take that on the road. So we got that all the way down to Florida. Florida said that we couldn't have the truck without a brick and mortar store, so we put the truck on the back burner, opened up a store, so that way we could get the truck revamped, and then kind of go from there. And then we opened up the first shop in Jacksonville on the beach, on Beach Boulevard towards the beach, and then ran that for 3 years, and then wanted to make our move up here downtown to a little bit more of a city environment to kind of focus more on doing music and tattoos together, and having like a live concert venue that it gives a live music experience with the tattoo, so that way while you're getting tattooed there might be some live music on a certain night, and you can get tickets to it and see this person perform. We do lots of like podcast stuff, obviously, so it's like we wanted to have a good place that it kind of was all in one spot. It was kind of inspired by like Mr. Cartoon. He had a place in LA that was dedicated to like pinstriping vehicles, tattooing musicians, recording artists. I mean, he tattooed Eminem, 50 Cent, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Cypress Hill guys, like went on tour with them. Him and Estevan used to take pictures, and it was like a package that went everywhere, shot films, took pictures, met people, took videos, did behind the scenes, and that really inspired me because like music, art, and like all of it together is something that like really can bring people together. And I was really inspired by seeing how he took all aspects of life, took rich people, he took gangsters from the street, he took every aspect and was able to intermingle with all of them and live in a society that he kind of made his own. And now I like to do that on the East Coast over here.
Okay, so what do you think, because you've been doing this for like 15 years?
Yeah, so I'm 33 now, and I started when I was about 15, 16,
So what has changed since then? Like, art-wise, client-wise, like the whole industry, what in your opinion has changed?
You always see like fads of tattoos. There went at one point where like black heavy tribal was super huge, when like Randy Orton was a big thing.
Who's that?
He was a wrestler. Oh. When Batista was like a big thing, his big tribal tattoos, everybody wanted them. Then there was like a phase where everyone got the tattoo that The Rock had. Went through that tribalistic phase. Then everyone started getting like the Biomet color coral with the sharp shards and the colors, but it didn't really, it just had like a pattern, that went for a while. And then now it's kind of fine line, delicate, abstract, cartoons, lots of cartoons, anime. Traditional's been around. I mean, there's Sailor Jerry and old school Flash like that, and Ed Hardy Flash. All that artwork still collective, still I see people walking around all over the place on the beach down here with full sleeves with the little stars. It's not my particular style. It's not what I like to do. It's really great. It's where it all started. It's where the history and roots are. But that is a fad that hasn't died. So it's definitely still alive. There's a lot of tattoo artists that still use coil machines that run that, and you know, that's their lane of what they do. I particularly have moved into using the pens and the cartridges, so and being wireless. So now I have a little bit more kind of leeway on playing with some of my machines. I don't have to build them all the time and have to keep tuning them and doing a bunch of other stuff to them. We can really set them and then let them run. So I like that a lot. It's been a change. The big fad that's died for sure has been tramp stamps. We don't do tramp stamps. I can't even remember the last time I did a tramp stamp unless it was a cover-up of an old tramp stamp that they didn't want anymore. So that's a dead one. Hand tattoos are pretty popular. Mandalas are pretty popular. Getting people's signatures is pretty popular, where people bring their loved one's signature in and then they recopy it. So I do a lot of fine line stuff like that to kind of bring that to people. I like to make my tattoos specifically for them and ask, you know, whatever it is that they're looking for, to try to make it as possible for them, so that way it looks good. It doesn't smudge, you know, we use all those things to put them into play on how it's going to stay in the skin, but still provide a great tattoo based off what they want.
Okay, you ready to play the game?
Play the game.
Yeah, we
Let's
done
play
talked
the
about
game.
your tattoo experience. Don't look so excited.
Yeah, let's play the game.
So these are going to be celebrity tattoos.
Celebrity tattoos.
And you have to say which one I guess you like better.
Okay.
Is that the right way to say it? Okay, let me see.
So which one I like better?
Okay, so we have Zoe Kravitz that says Mississippi with like curse words in it. And then we have Adam Levine. Do you have any comment for either one?
The Mississippi one is definitely really bad.
What's bad about it?
I mean, you can tell that it was just like stick. I mean, it looks like it was stick poked by somebody. None of the.
Well, do you see
None
Adam
of the
Levine's
letters
though?
look together. I mean, he's just got a lot to look at.
Like it says, okay, so it says California.
He's got
There's like a lion above his crotch, and then this like mermaid thing. It's a lot of like very traditional flash.
Traditional wings. Hey, why? My question is, why does he have like 20 things that have like wings on them? Matter of fact.
Oh no!
Oh.
How do I go back? No, hold on.
It's going the wrong way there.
No. Hold on, guys. Okay.
So, let's count how many pairs of wings are on this dude. He's got butterfly wings. He's got eagle wings. He's got wings on this star up front here. That's all I can see from here. He's got a pair on the arm. He's got another pair on the arm. So far, we're up to 5 pairs. This is just the front side of this dude. The back side. He's got another pair. That's 6. He's got this mermaid with a pair of wings, which is 8. And he's got a bird, 9. Another bird, 10. Another bird, 11, 12, 13, 14 pairs of wings on this guy that I think he wants to fly away.
So which one would you choose that you like better?
Probably this Mississippi one.
Zoe Kravitz. Okay,
Yeah,
we
I
like
guess.
that. Okay, Ryan Gosling did this on himself.
Okay.
And it
I
was
like
supposed to be, I think, something bleeding
A
or
zombie
something.
hand. Like
Yeah, I think it was a
little
zombie hand bleeding or
monster
something.
hand.
And then T-Pain got the meme of Jackie Chan on his hand. Have you seen these before?
No. Okay.
He did this
I
himself.
like that
on
he
his
did it
arm.
himself.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't look bad. It's there. It's on there.
Well, you could tell what it was. People think it was a cactus, so.
No, it looks like a little furry hand, like a
Okay.
werewolf hand or something.
And then that's Jackie Chan.
Yeah, I don't like that. That one's. I mean, I guess with the picture next to it, you know what it is. If not, it just looks like some angry Asian guy. I mean, okay.
So which one do you like better?
I don't know. I guess this one.
Ryan Gosling? Okay, winner. I don't know who Presley Gerber is, but it says misunderstood under his eyeball. And then Louis Tomlinson, whatever, he's from One Direction. He has a tic-tac-toe.
Okay, so he's got games on his arm. He's got Pac-Man over there, too.
Oh, there's more than just that? Okay.
Maybe
so misunderstood and...
Maybe he's into games. I like that. I'm not a big fan of the face tattoos. Definitely not.
Misunderstood?
It doesn't look like it says misunderstood.
The picture might be blurry in his defense.
It looks like numbers. It looks like 55775309.
No.
It does look like a bunch of zeros, but no, it isn't. That's an old song.
Oh, what is it? 30?
Yeah, it's old song.
Okay, so which one do you like better?
We'll go with this guy. Tic-tac-toe on his arm. That's pretty.
Birdman. And Christina Ricci with
Christina
the
Ricci.
lion.
What is this? The Cowardly Lion?
Yeah.
It's like a caricature of the Cowardly Lion. That looks like most of the tattoos most people want to get nowadays.
What?
The little line work symbol.
Yeah, but that's not line work. I don't know what that is. It's weird.
One side of it almost looks like a child's head.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, with the eyes and the hair.
This looks like a little hair
okay.
bun, and then I don't know. And then this side kind of looks
that
like
one's just so ugly. I hate stars.
Birdman has got. I mean, he's got a lot of tattoos. We're gonna have to go with Birdman. I mean, because that's horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, that's.
Sorry, Christina. Okay.
Oh my goodness! No way.
Bob Ling and then
That's
Karuchi
horrible.
Tran. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a zipper.
And then we're gonna go with the zipper. The zipper.
They know it's quick.
This
You
lady,
just said you haven't seen Tran.
This lady has a cheetah fully stretched out.
Yeah.
Just chasing.
But that's a
rose.
zipper.
I mean, the zipper makes more sense than this long stretched cheetah chasing a flower. Flower doesn't even run that fast. You know?
Black China has the word fuck on her armpit.
Oh, okay.
And then T-Pain has a Facebook tattoo. Says you don't have to like me.
I'm gonna go there.
Which one, T-Pain? Winner?
Yeah, T-Pain.
You don't want fuck under your armpit?
No, that's man.
Okay, next up. Oh, is that the last one? That might be the last one.
Might be the last one. That's it.
Oh no, where'd it go?
That's it. That's all you got.
Disappeared.
And
Dang,
now
that went
a
by
word from
so
our sponsors.
quick. That went by so quick. I was like, yeah, that's all of them. I was
all.
like, I don't want to put too many on here, and then you're
That's
like,
all
this
of
is
them.
boring.
That's
so,
all, folks.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna take this with me.
All right.
That was a fun little game.
That was a fun game. Awesome.
You liked it.
Sweet. Recording has stopped. And now that we're done with the game, we're going to kind of just touch base back on what we were talking about earlier and finish up the rest of my journey. So, fast forwarding into where we had built our shop into the Beach Boulevard location. So, having Mr. Cartoon as my inspiration of tattooing musicians and bringing that all together, I kind of wanted to continue that over here on the East Coast, as I was saying. So I started reaching out to musicians and influencers to get in with them and possibly tattoo them, host some tattoo party events and get-togethers. So I went out to a Caskey and Mod Sun show one time and decided I was going to try to link up with them. Did a meet and greet, met Mod, met Caskey, invited them to contact me for some tattoos. Went home, was talking about the experience with a client of mine, and I got a phone call from Mod's people asking if I wanted to come out and do some tattoos. So I drove down there, set up with them in a private spot, then tattooed them. I ended up tattooing Mod's son, Don Dizzle on the drums, and Lost in Vegas, and we hung out for a while, did all that, boom, kept moving, kept making more connections with other artists, reaching out to people, managers, finally getting into it. We ended up tattooing Sticky L and drawing up some design work and merch and logos and designs for him and Big Buzz and a couple other people. And then we just kind of kept reaching out to more and more people. Eventually, once I got tapped back in with Caskey and them, we did some music together, and then I actually got tattooed by Caskey. I convinced Mod's son to tattoo me when we were hanging out. It was like my new thing where I just get a collection of tattoos by them. It's always fun.
So do you have any other tattoos by musicians?
I have a tattoo by Mod's son, a tattoo by...
Show the camera, I don't know if they can see it, but...
Probably not, but it stands for Did I Ever Wake Up? It's his audiobook, and then I had Caskey tattoo his skull on me, a freehand skull that he did. Got Lost in Vegas and I have matching tattoos. It's a Mod's son logo. And then... yeah, they were just things that I've collected and asked people to do whenever we were hanging out doing it. I had Yellow Wolf autograph my wrist, and I signed it. He signed it, and I tattooed over it. That's it right now. But
who
I'm sure
would
that I'll
you
get
want
more.
to tattoo you?
If she... I don't know, it'd be fun. It'd be cool to get tattooed by like Travis Barker. That'd be cool. He's OG in the game for sure. I mean, he's been tattooed by Mr. Cartoon, so
that's dope. So it'd be like full circle.
Yeah, it'd be really cool full circle if I could get Travis Barker to tattoo me.
Kells.
Yeah, I mean.
That is you too. JK.
I'd like to tattoo me. It'd be fun. It'd be funny. It'd be interesting. We'd have to do something stupid on each other, But I'm big into trading tattoos. It's kind of just what I like to do, like to catch them off guard and be like,
tattoo me.
Tattoo me. I usually keep a pen in my pocket,
Yeah.
Hey, can you sign this?
Can you sign my arm permanently?
No, it's fun. I've tattooed like a neurosurgeon, brain surgeons. You always meet really interesting people tattooing, whether it's from like drug addiction or just a journey, a memorial, or just something cool. A lot of people have different interesting stories behind their tattoos and why they want them. So I get to meet a lot of cool people. The one time I tattooed a Jamaican track and field Olympic athlete. He was in the 2016 Rio Olympics. Pretty much it. I mean, obviously, we did refer to one of our other episodes about our concept we were doing for our old skate park, Oxland, and there's a video in the other part of the YouTube here that you can check out that goes more in depth about that. And right now we're really happy where we're at in this new historical building. So 2023 is going to bring us a lot of interesting events. I'm looking to host some private get-togethers and events, shows, concerts, tattoo parties at our facility because we have a lot of space. We got like 3,000 plus square feet. We got 2 stories of rooms and entertainment, upstairs, downstairs, tattoo rooms that are private and locked in. So we have a lot of really good space and ideas that we're going to bring to the art community of downtown Jacksonville. If you're a local or non-local artist and you're wanting to perform in Jacksonville, please feel free to send us an email or DM us. Check out my page, J-Rock the Gypsy, on Instagram, or the Oxford Ink Tattoo page on Instagram. Send us a link to your music. We're looking to book people throughout all of 2023, looking for headliners, influencers, YouTubers. If you guys are interested in coming on the podcast, shoot us an email. If you're interested in setting up an event, we can book you an event at our location. Send us an email. If you're a performer and you're wanting to get on some of the shows, just tap in with us and we can get you guys offers whenever we're putting together the shows between me and all my other promoters. And we can get you guys on the lineup and let you know how it goes with that. Also, I guess when it comes to the podcast or booking studio time or anything like that, they are also open to book those. You can rent them out, $50 an hour usually. Come in, set up, do your podcast. Our studio time usually starts out at 50 to 100 based off of single artist or full bands. You can come set up in our studio and record. So as a artist, a creator, a content creator, a musician, we do have all of the things in one place for you. If you're a bigger up and coming artist, or you are a lot bigger and you're in Jacksonville and you want to stop by, feel free to reach out to us, and we'll try to get you guys booked in on the earliest availability. Other than that, man, keep on keeping on, and rise to success, continuously progress forward, spread positivity, and good things will come to you.